Hey everyone, I wanted to talk a little bit today about creating a Kahoot for rhythmic or melodic dictation. So, because of COVID, because of remote learning, hybrid learning, um, I had to get creative. Rhythmic dictation and melodic dictation is something that I do all the time in my class, and I usually make it a game. In the past, what I would do is I would have kids, I have a whiteboard, a small whiteboard that I give each student, and I would clap a rhythm, let's say. I would keep them one measure each. Let's say we're in 4/4 time. I would clap a rhythm. The kids would clap it back, and they would each have to write down the rhythm that I clapped on their whiteboard and then hold it up. And the rules were that if you were the first and you were correct, you would get 2 points. If you were first and you were wrong, no points, so that kids are not just throwing up garbage on there, right? And then everyone else who got it correct would get 1 point. And then they would be responsible for their own tallies. I had whiteboards that were double sided, so they would use the other side to keep their score. And then the front side, they would write their answers. And the kids loved this game. It was very competitive. And I was thinking, how can I keep this game, the excitement of this game that we would do all the time? Kids would beg me to play this game. Can we do dictation? Like, who likes dictation? My students did, because we made it a game, right? Take something kids don't like, make it a game. They're going to love it. So I was thinking, how can I do this remotely? So I thought of doing a Kahoot. Now, the Kahoot takes an incredibly long time to do. But with the help of some friends, some Google friends, I was able to do it. So this is what I did. If you've never made a Kahoot before, it's very simple. You can sign up. It's free. And then you just go to create, right? And the way I did it was via multiple choice. And I'm going to show you my Kahoot so you can see. So I have four answers, four possible answers. And as you can see, they're very simple. This is like the first introduction to it. So the TT is moving on the beat, right? First here it's on beat 1, here it's on beat 4, beat 3, beat 2, right? Simple 4/4 rhythm. And when we play the game, I will clap the answer. They will clap it back, and then it'll pop up on the screen, and they have to choose from one of these four. So it's not as challenging as it would normally be, meaning they have no point of reference. But I find that this is the best way to do it remotely. So and then how did we deal with our sound delay issue? I would also count beats. So I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, so that if the sound cut out or if my hands were not even with the sound, right? If the visual wasn't even with the audio, the counting would line things up for them so that the sound, at least, they could trust their ears. Now, again, that takes away the difficulty of the dictation, but music sucks over the screen. We know that, right? So I didn't want to take away too much of the authenticity of what we would normally do in our classroom. So this was one thing that I did for that. So without further ado, let me show you how I made this. All right, so I'm going to go into edit so you can see. And kind of the cool thing that I did, so this is just loading up for us. So the question, I kept the question the same. What do you hear? Right? Because it's just dictation. And then I would use, see now, if you've, like I said, if you've never made this before, one of your options is to add a photo or a question, right? So like you can see what it looks like. Add question, quiz, true or false. These are the only ones that are free. If you want to pay for Pro, it's actually not that much money. It's like $3 a month or something like that. You can upgrade. I have no interest in upgrading at this time. So I'm just going to do quiz here. This is going to be a 4-point multiple choice question. Now I can literally just type in, right, a question, like let's say you're doing a music theory question. You can type in, the answers here. What I was doing, since I was doing dictation, I was using an image. So what I was doing is I actually created the images. So upload image. These were images that I downloaded. So how did I do that? I went to Google Drawings, and I use Google Drawings. Google Drawings is a part of the G Suite. Okay. And so what I would do is I would just upload images from the internet. So I just go here to this image button, right? It's the square with the 2 mountains in it. Insert image, search the web. And then you see your little toolbar comes over to the side. And I want too fast. I want quarter note. All right, and then I get a bunch of options. So I try to get the cleanest looking one. I hit insert, and then automatically it creates the image with a blank background, which is good because when I download it, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, so here's my ta. Now, if I want another ta, I can literally just Control-C, copy, and paste. Ta. Now, if I wanted, let's say, a quarter note, a quarter rest. Again, look how awesome this is. I could just go in and insert here. And then again, it's enormous. I can just drag it, make it the size I want, right? And then let's say I want another rest here. Okay, then what I would do is I would label it for myself. Again, you can do whatever you want, but I would label it for myself, ta, rest, just so that it's quick. And then you go to File, and you hit Download as a JPEG. A JPEG is an image file, right? So I download it as a JPEG. Then it goes onto my hard drive. It's downloading right now. Here it is. Then I go back to my Kahoot. I hit Upload Image. And then it'll go to my downloads. It should be at the top, depending on how your thing is set up. It's the first thing there. Ta, rest. Open. So that's one of my questions. I can also make this bigger if I don't like how it came out, right? I can make it a little bigger. There are some new features too. I don't know if you saw that in Kahoot. Portrait, I can make the video, the picture portrait, or I can make it even a square. Whatever I want. And then, which I don't like that, so I'm going to go back to landscape. That's more of what I want here. Okay, then I'm going to go back in here, and then I'm just going to make this similar, but I'm just going to move the rest. And now you can do whatever you want. You can make this as hard, as challenging as you want, whatever you want. This is just rhythmic dictation. I will show you what I did for my melodic dictation on another video. All right, so now I have ta, rest. And then I just go up here and make sure I change my name so that when I download it, it has a different name. Ta, rest. Again, download as a JPEG. There it is. I go back into Kahoot. I'm going to upload the image. Okay, and then I put it in. And again, my question is always going to be, because it's rhythmic dictation, my question is always going to be, what do you hear, or what did you hear, or however you want to say it. Or what rhythm is playing, or whatever. You can say whatever the heck you want, right? Okay, so I'm going to go back up to the questions that I already have here, because I want you to see what I did specifically, because you may say, like, that is very time consuming. You're right, it is. So what I did to make it a little bit easier for myself is I would make the 4 questions, I would upload them, and then I would duplicate the question. So this is literally the same answers, but now I've just changed which one, right? The first one had the TT on beat 2, and now the second question is beat 3. Beat 4. And so how do you do that? You just go over to the side, you see this little, the square within the square, you hit duplicate, and it'll just pop open. And then you just got to make sure to click off of that and then click on the answer that you want it to be. Now, you may say, oh, that's too easy. All of the answers are in the same place. You're right. That is too easy. So I will show you what I did for that. You can also change the time limit, how much time you want to give the kids. I liked a minute because as soon as every kid answers, it goes to the scoreboard. So if it takes the kids 10 seconds to answer, the question's over. But if you have a kid who's having internet problems, if you have a kid that wants to hear the rhythm again, a minute kind of gives you that cushion to do that. So that's why I chose a minute. And then when you're done, I'm just going to delete this one because this is the example I was giving for all of you. Just going to delete that. And then when you're ready to play, and then I always have, the amount of questions I have are always divisible by 4, right? Because I have this, and then I'll just duplicate it. So sometimes I have 8 questions, and sometimes I have 12, 16. I never have more than that because I don't want to do this all class. I want to do it for a small amount of time during class. All right. So let's say we're going to play now. I'm the teacher. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it this way. And I'll show you what I do for the kids. Like I said, if you've never done a Kahoot before. This is really important. You want to randomize the order of the questions, but not the order of the answers, okay? So you want that off. I want the questions, vice versa. Excuse me. That's really important. You want to randomize the order of the answers so that, let's say the TT was on beat 3 in the red one. In the next question, it won't be there. It'll be on the blue one. That's really important. You do not want to randomize the order of the questions because then you as the teacher don't know which question is next. All right. So the kids play this game. You hit classic, you play, you present your screen for the kids. And then while the kids are playing, you need to have your answer key up so you can see. So this is the one we were just doing. Ta, ti, ti. So I do a few different ones. Ta, ta, ah. Let me see, where's my ta, ti, ti one that we were just doing? Okay, ta, ti, ti, rest, dictation. All right. So then here, I clicked on, notice I didn't hit edit or play. I just clicked on it, and then I'm going to hit show answers. So then as the kids are looking at the other screen, the play screen, right, this is what the kids are seeing. They're in here. They're going to get a code. They're going to log in, right? When they get that, I'm going to clap for them. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. That's the music. You can also turn off the music. All right, because obviously you don't want music playing while they're hearing a dictation, right? That'll be too confusing, right? Then they'll all put in this code if you've never done this before. The kids on their end go to kahoot.it, which it says it right here. They do not need the app. They can use their Chromebooks, their student devices. They can even use their cell phone. They put the pin in, and then they're able to play, and the players will pop up here. Once you're ready to play, you hit start. And even if a kid is late, if a kid joins late, kid gets kicked out because of connectivity issues, they can always join. You as the teacher can see how many players are playing. And then at the end, you can use this for evaluation. It will literally send you who did what, who got what answers correct, who had a hard time. You can see that report at the end. You'll get an email that says, how did we do? That's really cool too for evaluation. Just you can see like which kids are really struggling with the dictation and so on and so forth. And so you need both of these screens up at once. You're going to be presenting obviously this screen only to your students. And then this is the screen that you need up on your end. So you don't want to, when you're presenting to your kids, you don't want to present whole screen. You want to present only this tab. That's really important. I hope this is helpful. Tune in to the next video to see how I did melodic dictations. Take care.